Okay, I'm just going to go through the house here. You're going to get to look at the ceiling as I go through. Just a different way of looking at the whole world here. Watch the ceiling. And we're going to go to the bathroom. I wanted to show you just how beautiful my bathroom is. I wanted to show you what an old man does whenever he starts getting that feeling. He starts picking his nose, and he's like, "Oh man, I just hate the freaking nose hairs. Those stupid things. They get so freaking long." And what you got to do as an old man with nose hairs to get one of these little jobs that you go down to Big Lots or one of those. They're kind of specialty stores. It's the same store where you buy the special food that you eat in front of your movies, where you get your big sofa chair, or you get your Shasta soda that nobody can ever find anymore. Who ever drinks Shasta anymore? And I was looking at this with a number of other of these men's grooming utility things, and I was just like, can I count on this thing being here, being in a working condition in a year from now? And I was like, no. But hey, it had all these attachments, Last place I bought one of these was from Ross in Houston, and the thing failed on me. I don't know where the thing is. I have to be quiet because there are people sleeping in the next room. But these two, that one and this one, both operate as nose hair clippers. This one's more effective for chopping up the really coarse ones, and that one's just an all-in-general cutter. And these are just for other things, like mustache trimmers and things like that. So I had to switch from this one to this one because I needed to chop some major hairs, and this is what I do. See all those hairs up there? You can really see them if I do this. Look up, you see those hairs. Now I watch all the videos I post, so if you think that it's disgusting to look at my nose hairs, believe me, I understand your pain, because I get to look at me looking at it's a different perspective on me, and it's kind of like, hey, this is a side of me I've never seen before. So it's both curiosity, it's a number of things: curiosity, disgust, wonder. All that stuff comes out whenever you're like looking at videos of yourself doing shit like this. I just thought, hey, why not? I've never seen myself trim nose hairs before. I mean, in the mirror I haven't, but I haven't seen it up close with a perspective like this. Actually see. And you have to do it for like the longest time, because you never, even if you think you've got it all the nose hairs, you haven't. See, I'm still finding nose hairs. One of these days somebody's going to make one of these that's super effective. You don't have to spend so much time getting the nose hairs. It'll be like a laser guided system, and it'll actually see the nose hairs in 3D and destroy them all. And the minute you stick the thing in, and it just uses lasers and chops up all the nose hairs, and then you don't have to mess with it anymore. Okay, and this is all the stuff that I take. This is my water pick. This is what I use to blow out the nose hairs in. Somebody was disputing this the other day. I mean, I was saying I have to do this because my, there it is. My razor, oh, that's a string from one of my blue jeans that I had to cut off. But you see how it's all densely packed in there? How all that junk's in there? And tapping it doesn't have any effect on it. And I'll show you what effect it has whenever I try to wash it out. It's still there. Only solution is to take this. And this probably happens because after I've shaven, I don't wash it out. But in any case, this always works. And what we do, that's done. Let me take this one out. Thing's cleared. Completely cleared. I'll just hold it there for a second. My hands are really shaky. This one is, this one's not. You can see it's a little shaky, but this is much more shaky. And for that reason, I wouldn't be able to handle a normal camera, but I can hold this camera with that hand, and the shake never makes it into the video because this thing has anti-shake, stabilization, all kinds of crap. In the future, they'll use artificial intelligence to take out all shake on the cameras, because the AI will be like, you know, there's no real reason why this should shake, and it'll automatically fix the shake. It will paint in what's supposed to be there when it's not seen, you know. There won't be any motion blur. This is my favorite. This is my favorite dental floss. It's got cinnamon flavor in it. This is the shaving cream I use. This is my new automatic toothbrush. This is what it does. It spins around. It's a bronze. It has no power attachment. It uses induction to get the energy into the toothbrush, so you don't risk electric shock. When I come out of the bathroom and I let the big one, you know, big bunch of crap, my mom forces me to use Febreze to clear the air of all stinker that might come through the door. And if there's anything, like maybe after I've shaven and my face is feeling a bit raw, I'll use this stuff to deaden the feeling so it feels good. This is something, this is a result, this is something I have to take that my skin doctor suggested, because I have this flaking of the skin, this kind of, it's I forgot what it's called, but it's something, there's a name for it, but what it does is it produces like this kind of collection of skin cells behind the ears, on the insides of the ears, and on just in certain areas of the head. And if I put that on that stuff, then it goes away. But if I leave it, I get these little like scabs of just skin, collected skin, and I scrape them off, and they leave bloody blisters and all sorts of stuff. So that's to get rid of that. These are, you know, this is polysporon, and here there are more toothbrush, more attachments for that sucker right there. This is a spare attachment for that thing. Actually, that's not. It's I don't know what that is. Oh, and when I need to shave my head, this is what I use. This is called electric clipper, and I can do it right now. In fact, you can see how much hair I've got left in my there. That's it. It's done. And if I need to check it, I can run my hand over my head. And if I can sense that there's some differences in the hair, I'll go back and fix it. If I want a complete shave, I can use this sucker. Which, heck, why don't I try to do... No, I'm not going to do that. It's painful as heck, and it leaves behind... It's kind of like having shaved your face. If you're a guy and you shave the face, it's always a bit raw as a result of it, and then you put the alcohol on it, and then you end up putting your hand back there, and there's always a possible chance that when you shave it, you might get like a cut. And so you can imagine having a cut on your face, but now having one on your head, and you have to mind it. Complete waste of time. Not worth it. And nobody really cares how short you cut it. Then having some electric clippers to cut it most of the way is fine. Nobody can recognize the differences in the distance or the size of the hairs on your head. It's suitable enough that it's short, And the reason why I have to shave in the first place is because I have natural male pattern baldness. So I can't grow my hair long. If I do, it's even more ugly. So I have the same problem that Patrick Stewart does. Jean-Luc Picard. We're bald for all existence. There was a time at which he said there was a time he had hair. When he lost it, he thought that it was the end of his love life. And then women consider him even handsome, having less hair. And the counterintuitive thing that women need to understand is men with male pattern baldness have way more testosterone. They're more highly sexually active and aggressive than men who have long hair. The men with the long hair have more estrogen, and it makes them more comforting and caring and gay and effeminate. You're not going to get an effeminate male pattern baldness guy. It doesn't usually happen unless they become gay, And I think gay is just a sexual preference. It can be learned. It's the result of being abused. I think sometimes it's the effect of being abused by the male in the family, so you start to identify more with the females in the family, and so you want to become more like your sister than becoming like your father, because your father becomes abusive, or sometimes it just develops as a result of just how the brain forms as you grow up. And some people say it's built into you from the very beginning. But I don't know if they have any. There's a lot of people searching for the genetic proof of that, and I don't think it exists. It's all having to do with how the brain generates. It's about the same as autism. Autism is a result of how the brain develops. It's possible that they could prevent it in the early stages. It may have something to do with how the brain develops early on, and what exists and what doesn't exist, what chemical components exist inside the brain at the time, and they'll figure it out someday, But the thing is you don't really want it to get fixed, because those people out there have different perspectives. I mean, the whole world is made richer by having people with different perspectives and having brains that work in different ways. because they're going to see things that nobody else sees. And